Hello, everyone. Thank you so much for tuning in today. This is your girl Twix from Reality Go Live, and I have some special guests joining me today. Your girl Jazzy, she's in the building.
You
Hi,
already know.
and we have a young man. He reigns from New Orleans, Louisiana. You heard me, 19 years old, dribbling in between his legs behind his back. David Torrey, how are
How you
you?
doing? How you doing? What's up, man? What's up, man?
As
Wow.
I am. And we have the tall the one that's gonna take it all the way there. Dr. Cho, which I don't know what that means. Cho with the eye looking at us.
What's up, everybody? What's up?
You need to get that static together over there. Okay. So first, what we're gonna be talking about is everybody's super happy about the guilty verdict, which I knew, like you just, I don't know how you could have denied the evidence that was out there. But everyone is super excited about the guilty verdict. Of course, some who are really ticked off and said that he didn't comply, so he must die, type of thing, they have going on. So I want to know our thoughts on, everybody's thoughts on the verdict, and also what change do you think will come from this verdict? So, Jasmine, go ahead and tell us your thoughts on, Derek Chauvin verdict and everything, and what you think would come from it.
I was okay, so um I don't know if y'all remember, but Trayvon Martin case had me. I was nervous because I just knew for sure Trayvon George Gentleman was going down, and he came back with not guilty. So this verdict, even though the evidence was overwhelming, I was still nervous. I was shocked. Everything. I was definitely shocked because all three of the charges came back guilty. So it's history. It was history that was made yesterday. First time we never seen anything like this. That a police officer being uh guilty of all three charges. As far as change, this is just one thing. This is just one. We have a long road ahead of us. So I would not base this off of change. It's just a one trial. We need laws to be changed. And that's it.
All right, well, appreciate that. David, what do you think, Mr. I am, about the Derek Chauvin a verdict, and like, do you think if any change will come out of this verdict? We see the protests happening. Do you think, like, they're actually gonna put police reform into place? What do you think?
um, I truly think I'm glad RP to George Floyd. I feel like it is good that he's going to jail, but in my eyes, I don't feel like it's a victory because it's just one guy. It's just one little thing to make us feel satisfied. I don't feel like we need to be satisfied because it's multiple people. It has been hundreds and maybe thousands of people, or maybe more, that was probably or killed or was dealt with police. And to me, honestly, not all cops are bad, but to me, I feel like cops, to me, is just slave catchers to me in disguise. That's how I feel personally. That's my opinion. Um, I feel like we have to continue to just go forward and to continue to go forward, but also not just protest over just Black Lives Matter, because in the black community we're united, but we're not all the way united, because we always, if we look at every other race, they're together or they're united. We're the only race, not we're not the only race, but we're the main race that kill each other, because I know some down the line somebody may lost somebody, but guess what? From gun violence. from gun violence of our own brothers. Like it's
Yep.
crazy. It's crazy. Yeah, we have to forgive them. I don't. I forgive, but I don't forget. You know what I'm saying? But the person that may kill somebody that you're close to, that or that you know of black on black crime, that's that's really our brother. But they don't know that because we're divided. Because they got us divided. They got it. If we look back the 50s and down, them guys wasn't talk about the Black Panthers and them guys wasn't. You talk about Martin Luther King. Them guys wasn't you know killing each other or people in slavery. They wasn't killing each other. We in the last I say about 50 or 60, 70 years, we probably killed each other so much more than the police killed us. But I feel like they kill us by making us kill each other. So it's like it's very deep to me. But that's basically it. Yeah.
Oh, can I add one thing?
Mhm.
No, not right now. You gotta wait till Dante.
Um,
We're gonna
okay.
come back. No, we're gonna come back. Dante, so whoa.
Oh, my bad.
Mhm.
Okay, so what are your thoughts on the Derek Chauvin? I know as your mother, I make sure you see everything that's going on. Wait, Dante, what is going on?
Look.
You hitting something.
Oh.
Um, so yeah, what are your thoughts on, by you being young, you're 17, days 19, he just made a perfect statement. What are your thoughts and your eyes and your view of what you think can come from what happened after you witnessed the man getting murdered for 9 minutes?
I feel like the way that people was just watching them and stuff, like you know how whatchamacallit, how some officers that they would like yeah, I ain't good at explaining stuff, but like overall, like some kids they would like look at it to where like, oh, he murdered another black man. Oh, like this need to stop and all that. But I feel like even if we talk about it and like we try to do anything like how we walked and we marched the last summer, I feel like that even if we do that, that's like probably like a little thing. I feel like the last time we did that was with Martin Luther King when he was marching, but overall, I feel that it's still not gonna stop because even if we doing stuff like that and like we saying like just like Breonna Taylor, like Emmett Till, like all that, I feel like even like yeah, he went to jail, like that former officer went to jail, but I feel like that it's not gonna stop because they still got their ways. Some people got their ways, like they can't change like who they are. Like you can't change who people are. So like
Mm.
you can't change who people are. Like like you can see it from the outside. Like no, you can see how people act from the outside, but overall they're not gonna show their true self from the inside and how they, you know, how they like just show how they are. Cause
Mhm.
like from like a young age, I noticed like from whatchamacallit, is different schools and stuff that I go to, that it's certain things that they will hold like a black kid for. Like, they got clothes, games, you got all that stuff, but they're not gonna like really show you like the true stuff, like what's really happening in classes and all that stuff. And like you got kids that I noticed you got kids that have their own group, like they'll have their own group and then like what their parents is teaching them, then they'll have that mindset of like, oh, I can't hang with him, or like, oh, he's bad, like, cause he's, racist, all that stuff. But yeah, but overall, like I said, like they're not gonna show their true self, So yeah.
That's
Yeah,
what's up.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
That's what's
yeah,
up.
yeah.
So yeah, I'm gonna say my piece, and then Jasmine, you can piggyback on what you want to say. So first, I want to say, I'm just so happy it went, from this to this. He looking super stupid this morning, waking up in jail. He really thought that he was going to be able to spend time at home for the 8 weeks until sentencing, but they told him, no, you're going to jail. But look at his look right here. Like, I wish I can zoom in on his face right there. But his eyes is big and cocky and confident because I'm a police. I get to do whatever the hell I want to do. And here is a broken man. Like most of our black men go around looking broken. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
now he's getting a taste of his own medicine. So I'm super not excited about it, but I'm just happy that this individual will serve justice. And also, like, if we don't think about the simple fact that we can't hold everybody accountable because you got to think about the changes that happen over history came from black people that was determined to make changes happen. However, without the help of some good white people as well, those changes would not have been implemented. So you want to judge and you want to work or base your opinion, which I tell most races, on the character of someone, like Martin Luther King said, and not the color of their skin. Because guess what? I don't like standing next to some black people because of their character and the way they blast the music all night. They in and out the house. And I wouldn't want to stay next to no white person that slam the door, got the kids all in trash all in the yard. I don't want to stay next to that either. So it's based off the character of someone I don't want to stay next to or intertwine with. You know what I'm saying? So I also want to give a shout out to Donald Williamson, the guy that was the martial artist that was the witness that saw Derek Chauvin do those moves and said, "Hey, I know those moves. You're killing him. You're choking him. I do that." And he knows that move. So I want to definitely give a shout out to them because everybody that was there, because they stayed there and they could have left. They could have went on about their business because they don't know this man. You know what I'm saying? And even the 17-year-old Darnella Frazier, if she did not keep a steady hand and record the whole time, if she would have missed a piece or her battery went out, or let's say she looked away or whatever, if she would have missed that piece, the defense could have used that and said, oh well, during this time this is what happened. George started kicking back and all this other, you know what I'm saying? Like anything, but she kept her hand there. And for her to be 17-year-old and while he taking out his mace to try to spray them and Officer Towel in their face telling them to get back, she stayed there. So she literally deserves something because I feel like without her video, the police chief even said the initial statement from the officers were, oh, they just pulled him over, he was kicking and resisting arrest, and then he passed out. So by them making that statement, it would have been case closed. But by that girl going and posted on Facebook that night, it started spreading like wildfire and it got to the police chief, which he actually saw and fired Chauvin the next morning. So it all goes back to, like I said, the Jim Crow laws. Well, I'm not gonna get into that, but basically, I think changes are gonna come, like you said, from the verdict when it starts working on police reform. And I feel like if they had more black officers in black neighborhoods that can deal with black culture as we are right now, it would be more helpful. You know what I'm saying? Because you just got to think about it. You want more authority coming from your own kind versus the opposite kind, even though you don't want to, you're trying to get away from racism and racist things. It's just here. This is the fabric of America. It's built on racism. Like it is. It's just what it is. So we just have to work hard, like you said, it started in the home. We definitely have to educate our kids, educate each other while you're there. Yeah, all of this is a recipe for you guys, and nobody really catches it, right? Like, oh, Fortnite. Yeah, fast food restaurants. All this stuff is available to us in our neighborhood for a reason.
Yeah.
For a reason. So, like, I'm gonna open it up now. Like, we can all discuss on, what we want to piggyback on. Jasmine, you said you wanted to piggyback on something.
I don't. I mean, like, I really don't. We got a lot of stuff to talk about, so if we could just,
What?
I
Oh,
mean, like,
yeah, yeah.
we got more
Okay,
topics to talk
you have,
about. Can we move
Jazz, you had
forward?
anything else to say
But
about?
um, but yeah, I agree with everything you just said, man. I feel like it just we gotta like. I feel like a lot of parents we gotta start educating the youth because the youth is everything. The youth gonna start when I was a kid. Now we are
Like it still
teenagers. The
is.
youth, I feel like the youth is very strong because we're more in the media than our parents. You get what I'm saying?
Right,
So it's like educating them and just not just to like let them know who we are as like black people because I love all my white people, I love all my black people, but I want us to be more educated on how powerful we are. You know what I'm saying? We don't
But
even know that,
right.
but just
okay,
we don't
I
we
So,
don't have wait, James,
Jasmine, you
like
just said you
you,
didn't want to say nothing.
but
Now you about to
but
interrupt
but
me.
also we shouldn't. A lot of us we shouldn't have our limits. You get what I'm saying? We take our options of what we can have, but in America, I don't like how we have certain limits. We have no limits in this world. You know what I'm saying? We came in this world by ourselves. We can do anything that we put our mindset to. So, just
Hmm.
educating them and just, you know, also I'm glad he's in jail, but I also don't want us to just feel satisfied and not let up. We don't need to let up because don't be surprised. We don't have to be surprised. You know what I'm saying? We will hope for change to come. Change will come, but we have
Right.
to still keep stand on our toes. You know what I'm saying? Don't just be surprised of what. Just be aware. But yeah, that was
Yeah,
basically it.
knowledge is power. So what you saying, Jason?
I was agreeing, but to go on with the topic. We need to stay on with the topic of
Jasmine, how you
everything.
doing that when we live right now? Just oh my God.
No, I'm just saying,
Yeah, but
as far as the
that's
topic.
not your call. Like, just do it. Like, if you don't want to do it, you don't have to do it. But you do this every time we get live. You gotta say something crazy. Dante, do you feel anything else you wanted to piggyback off of?
Nah,
Okay.
just
Yeah,
overall,
we'll get.
like
Uh
just
huh.
whatchamacallit, like as a just keep your head up, cause like even though he in jail, it's a good thing and a bad thing. Cause the good thing about it, he's in jail, yeah, but at the bad thing, people still gonna try to do whatever it takes to keep us down.
Yep.
Facts.
So, so
That's right.
yeah, that's
And
all I have.
one thing I want to add before we move on to the next topic with Jasmine lose her mama. Um, the roots the roots of Jim Crow, was early as 1865, and right after the with the ratification of the 13th Amendment with slavery, black codes was created for strict and local state laws to detain everybody and keep people enslaved and show them how much they can be compensated for their work. So if you think about the systematic, how they make sure, hey, black people is in this neighborhood. And one thing I want to point out about this case, Chauvin and Officer Tao was the dispatcher dispatched them to that area, but then called them and told them that like they're no longer needed. Those two decided to still go there because they said that's a high crime area. And one of the things that they did, even if George Floyd did give a $20 bill, which they don't have no evidence of because your boy ripped it up, if they had the evidence of the $20 fake bill, it's still not arrestable offense. So by them coming to the door, automatically the cops were coming to the door with a gun pointed at his face. He's automatically frightened. Number one. Number two, you put him on the sidewalk. Number three, you decide to go put him in a car across the street. And why? And then Derek Chauvin and them, they steady did what they did. All because, oh, this is a high crime area and we just have to be on alert. So I could be a tourist coming through there and I'm not a criminal. Dante, you got something smacking or something. This person, what
That's not me.
oh, that's not you. Dave, that's you.
No, that's not me.
Yeah, that's you. Because everybody else on mute. So when they got over there to that side, I'm saying because they have these police officers are, I feel already in the back of their mind think that African Americans are automatically aggressive, they're automatically a danger, they automatically is a high crime area. We got to treat them with force. This is how they come at. So this is what I'm hoping will change the way they handle different things. You need, yeah, a taser, maybe rubber bullets. Rubber bullets hurt just as worse as a real gun. They ain't gonna know that they're getting shot with a rubber bullet. Yeah, you need both, but I mean, I feel like they need to figure out a different way of handling things. You know what I'm saying? It is just that right there was so uncalled for. And if you go back and listen to every one of those other officers' interviews, I listen to everything. This is what I listen to at night. All of them said what Derek Chauvin was doing was not in a training. Period. It was they never saw a technique like that. Even his
Yeah.
own brother-in-law.
And all the
He
mother cops that killed them boys. That was in none of them training too.
Right, but that's what I'm trying to say.
Mm.
The officers they live by a code that the streets live by, no snitching. So until they start doing that, that's when everything's gonna be happening because only people of the suburban only believe, and that's the only reason why I feel like he was convicted because the other police spoke up and said this is not what we do. Period. Otherwise, they would have said, "Oh, this is a part of the training." But on to the next subject, everybody. During the verdict, hold on, who's eating? Dave,
Oh my.
mute, please. Oh my gosh. During the verdict, while it was being read, a 15-year-old girl was murdered in her front yard, Micaiah Bryant. Um, and I don't know if you guys seen the video yet, but according to sources, we haven't confirmed the story, but according to sources, she was at home and she was being bullied. And these two girls came there to fight her. And she called the police. And I think, I don't know, after, we don't know if they kicked down the door. We don't know what happened. She went out there with a knife to defend herself. As the police is pulling up, you see she punched one of the girls out and the girl roll on the ground. And then you see her pulling out a knife and going towards the girl neck. Now, again, this is another high profile case as well. We know this is about to be a high profile. However, the police in the department released this video early because they wanted people to see why he did what he did. And they said with their training, if somebody's life is in danger, just like if you have a hostage with a knife, you still have to pursue that person as if they're a person that's about to kill another citizen. So the question is, what are your thoughts on this, and how could have the officers done differently? Also, do you think everybody should be outraged after watching a video in the lens of an officer? So, Jasmine, what are your thoughts on about this? Oh, she must not be there.
I'm here.
Okay, Dave, what's your thoughts about this 15-year-old girl having that situation?
Um, Let me stop chewing my food. But I think I think the police could have had multiple different options. You know, I can understand the girl was maybe fighting with a knife, trying to maybe defend herself, but still she could have maybe took somebody out. I feel
Uh-huh.
like the officer he could have probably at least maybe tackled her, and then I don't even know if the girl with the knife was aware of the cop maybe or saw
I
the
don't think
cop.
so. Yeah, I don't
So
think so.
that I didn't even see the video, but that could have been if the girl saw the cop, then maybe she would have dropped the knife. You know what I'm saying?
If you in the middle of fighting, you don't see.
Knife, but
Yeah,
he could have maybe used it. I they be treating their guns like it's their hands. So no matter
yeah,
what, they punch with a gun. So if they trying to tackle somebody, they say forget everything. We're gonna just take your whole life and your life is over. And you don't have you can't do nothing. And then how many times you said he shot her?
four,
Oh well,
Four times.
four.
like you said earlier, he could have shot her in the leg. Maybe
That's
that
why I
could have
said
helped.
shoot to injure.
Shoot to
'Cause
injure. But I obviously and obviously his life wasn't in no danger. And let me tell you the crazy thing about it. None of the officers they be acting like their life is in danger when I feel they really just want to take them out. Just take them out. Just because your life was not in danger. She may be attacking somebody else. You had so many options, but that's just
Jazz, what's your thoughts?
Okay, I apologize for earlier. Bill collector called me and my volume went out, so I had to get out and get in. So,
TMI.
but my thing is, I was outraged. It just like I was excited about the verdict, and this happened. I was outraged. I don't care what nobody say. I don't care what nobody say. You cannot tell me that this young lady deserved to be killed because she was being attacked and she was defending herself. We have you brought a gun to a knife fight, a knife fight. The first thing, if you look at the video, he was saying he felt she was coming charging at him. She was never charged at him. He could have easily grabbed her taser. That's what they have tasers for. That's why
uh,
they have tasers for. You could have shot him her in the leg, but instead you shot her in the chest four
Okay,
times.
so
Then at
so
the
we
time, so let me finish now. Shoot.
oh my God.
Then you have two other officers uh, arrive at the scene because I was like, okay, he probably was there at his by himself. No, they had two officers that arrived at the scene at the same time, looked at the other officer when he shot like he was crazy. Like they didn't even have their guns out. They didn't even have their guns out, and they came on the scene at the same time. Why is this man having his gun? These police officers, let me tell you something. Nothing is going to change until police officers is held accountable. Being a nurse, being a CNA, if I were to see any elderly person or a person that is in need getting hurt or having danger, I'm I will have my license taken away, be fired, and go into jail. Period. If you was a regular person if for instance, if this happened, if that was a regular man that shot that girl, not a police officer, a regular man that shot that girl, that man was going to jail. You know why? Because when they teach you how to have a gun, the first thing they say, the person have to come to you, charge to you in order for you to discharge that gun.
That's
Then
not true.
second of,
Not true.
so you can't have your back turned. A person cannot have their back turned.
So if that's not true, if somebody
That
is
is very true.
hold on, let me tell you why it's not true. If somebody was doing a mass shooting and or somebody was holding up a hostage in a gas station and he has a gun pointed or a knife pointed at somebody and will not drop the weapon after being asked, then and he's far away, like where he's not in striking distance, then yes, and he still won't put it down, they need to shoot to injure. They need to shoot to injure because this person is still dangerous, or they need to tase or do something like that. But okay,
Um,
like I asked you earlier,
I
if
said,
but why can't I?
I asked the question, if this girl, say if the cops didn't shoot her, right? Like say if nothing happened, and this girl stabbed and poked a hole in this girl's neck, and that girl bled out and died. What would everybody have said then?
She would have been charged with murder. She would have been charged with murder. Period.
yes,
But the
yeah.
thing is, the thing is, let me tell you something. When I had my incident with I'm not gonna say that person name, but when I had that incident, they did not no reaction from the police officers until it actually happened. Okay, so we cannot go based off what ifs. If this happened, what is this happened? At the simple, it's the simple fact that in less than 13 seconds, the first thing he did, in less than 13 seconds, he got out his car, go to the situation, and he shot off his gun, shooting that girl not one time but four times in the chest.
Okay, so first of all, we all agree that he
Let me-
should have shot her in the leg, used a different form or rob, because guess what? He didn't know who is who. All he see is in your eyes. When I looked at it, I thought
ah,
the 15-year-old was the girl in the pink because she looked like an adult. And I'm not trying to be police advocate. I'm not. I'm just saying through all you see is somebody. When I'm walking up, I see somebody rolling towards me because this same lady, a young lady, has knocked somebody out. And then I see a knife, and then she going towards the girl's throat. So a police officer duty is to save a life.
No,
And both of their
no,
lives.
but
So
let me tell you something.
no,
It's police officer duty is to save a life. But let me
yeah,
tell you something.
yeah.
But you, okay, save a life. You have a knife. You have a knife.
That don't
They
mean
came on to you
yeah.
have a knife, and he have a. It could have been easily. I don't care what nobody say. The whole situation, this whole situation, we all agreed that this could have been a taser. It could have been everything. This person, I'm not saying she don't need to be tased or anything, but the first thing they do is grab a gun and grab a gun. But like I said, this they had the dude who did shot the Black Lives Matter protest. What after he shot the Black Lives walked past the police, went home.
What? Somebody shot the Black Lives protest.
and
You know
and
the
that's and
white dude, the
oh,
white
I didn't
dude.
even know that, but that's just a clear, that's just a clear,
Just
that's
act
just.
and walk in this. I wish I had the picture,
You me
but
tell you
I
how.
You talking
You me
about
tell you.
Kyle Rittenhouse?
You me tell how I view it. You me tell how
What,
I view
baby?
it. I view it like this. A lot of these police officers, right? They got all these. It's the people behind the police officer. You know what I'm saying? I feel like it's that. It's that, and it's like this. To me, is I feel like it's entertainment in a way. It's entertainment for them. You know what I'm saying? It's entertainment for the people that's all the way up there. I feel like that's in them politics and is all them. I feel like it's entertainment for them because they know if we hear something tragic, they know we about to feel down. We about to be mad. We be like, oh, we need to get a protest. We need to do all that. Let me tell you how we hurt them. How we really get a true protest. We not hurting them because we still contribute. All right. I say it like this. God forbid, but the next time they have maybe, I guess the police killing somebody off of just, we already know it's wrong. It don't have nothing to do with what's right or wrong. But if we know it's wrong, eventually that city or that state need to do a protest by not contributing to contributing to their businesses, because as we still hurt, and they saying, all right, we hear y'all, we hear, they know we hurt. They,
Right.
we need the
The
next
Chinese
city or
know
state
that
that it
the
happened in,
Chinese
they
people
need
know
to,
that they can't stand black people,
you
but they
could
know
you
they
could
can sell their food and they have, and we gonna make them rich.
exactly. It's like we not hurting them because we still gonna buy their food. We still gonna buy their Taco Bell. We still gonna
Yeah.
buy all that. We still gonna go to the Walmart. So the next city or state it ever happens to, they need to stop. Why we don't come support our black businesses? Like we don't ever do that. You got the Arabs, you got the Asians. They all got their own businesses. You know what I'm saying? They all got their own, and they all support each other. But as a community and blacks all over America, we need to support more of our black businesses that's trying to come up so they could have a more of a voice, because they're not
But
gonna have a voice.
the problem is the problem with that, and that's it. I didn't ask you what you thought about that before I get into something else because we all talking. Go ahead.
Oh, what you call it? I feel I really
Did
be
you see the
honest.
video? Did you see the video?
No, I didn't see the whole video, but like I seen the pictures of it, and like I felt like I really didn't. I really wasn't surprised about it because like it's similar to what happened to other black people that have been shot by a white cop. When I look
You
at it,
getting up to it.
yeah, when I like, in my opinion, I feel like I blame the officer, even though he didn't know what was going on when he got to the scene. I feel like he knows. I could tell he knows what been happening in the past with like George Floyd. You know how he been. How the kid I forgot his I'm sorry I forgot his name.
He heard that verdict.
The kid who whatchamacallit, who had the candy. I forgot his name.
Uh,
Who had candy in him.
Trayvon Martin.
Yeah, Trayvon Martin. How they feel about him? Because I feel like overall, a white person, like I'm not saying every white person, but deep down, some white people, they treat us like we're animals. Like they fear us because they don't
Yes,
know what
they
what
do.
we gonna do
Mm,
to them.
mm.
Like as a black person, they expect us to act like I said, like they said act aggressive. So like they don't know what they gonna literally treat us like an animal. So the first thing, like if they pick anything, any option, like any item to pick up, they're gonna pick up a gun because they're gonna expect that black person to come right charging right at them, even
It's
though
like
we're smart
it's like
enough
They-
not to
and
do it. But whatchamacallit, like he shot how
it's
many
like
times he
this.
shot?
It's
Like
not.
four times? Like four times? That's how many
Yeah.
times he shot her.
4 times.
I felt I felt even though it was like a whole different story with her, like sure two girls coming at it, like she probably had like a mental not a mental thing going on, but like I guess she had enough of it for getting bullied. But you shouldn't shoot a person 4 times. At least shoot them to injure them. But the way I can see the bullets, like he literally aimed at like her upper body. He didn't aim at her lower body. So like he wasn't like in his head, he wasn't trying to injure. If
He
he
was
was
trying to
literally,
shoot the kill.
yeah,
That
he was trying to
go
shoot
you
her.
ahead.
you you want me to also tell you what I feel. What I feel like it is too. You me tell
Hold
you
on. Is
they
Dante
fear
finished?
they. Oh,
Are you are
my
you
fault.
finished?
Dante, good.
No, you good? No, y'all could do. Cause I saw how I felt. I'm really not like sure. Like I feel bad about it. Yeah, she passed away, but overall, like I can't really like. I'm being honest. I'm not surprised about it because like it's just is what you expect to happen. Like if this happens, and then I guarantee something in the future will happen with probably like a boy, like oh a white officer shot a boy, like oh what's surprised about that? Because it happened before with black people in the past. So like
If we
overall,
getting away,
it's
it's
not
too many.
it's not it's not changing. Like if I put it to that, like because you
It's gonna
sure like
change.
people, yeah, it won't change because like people, white people, like us blacks, we I feel like we the best like race in like anything.
We
Like when
are.
it comes to like if we put our mind, if we work together, like we can do anything like on this earth. But like I feel
They
like
know that.
Boy,
white people know it to where like they trying to still keep themselves above us. So like so
Hmm.
like
mm,
sure, some people would show out and be like, "Oh no, we don't do that." But deep down, you know that even if all this happening, like it's like they show a little bit of a like jealousy, like they hate it.
Yes, true.
So
It's
so
so
like
true.
what? It
It's so
is.
true. That is so true.
It's true.
yeah,
It's
It's very true.
jealousy.
Wait, what do you
I
say?
just look.
Yeah.
I was talking
I
to a
said
friend.
I
Oh, I'm
said
sorry.
that I said whatchamacallit, the like people can like act out like why some white people they will act out and be like oh no we whatchamacallit
Based off.
we're with the Black Lives Matter stuff but deep down you just know that all this happening
Yes.
is jealousy. Like you can't change who they are as a person with that. So like I
Just
feel
deep
No.
like
down.
that officer, I could tell he's smart. Like if you're smart enough to be, I could tell you if you're an officer, you're smart enough. I know you're smart, but
Bro,
he
do you
knows
No, they
like
think
don't.
how dumb?
that's what like
They,
it's like with officers. I feel like sure you training to be an officer, but like I know they'll train you to like how to shoot a gun and all
You
that, like do in the situation. But I know for a fact that if you shooting a person four
just
times,
think
that might
about it.
like yeah,
Just think about it. When people go in the police force, right? They
hmm
know the main race is black people. So it's
they
like
ain't raise the
our
threat.
goal is we're gonna catch as many black people as we can get. Maybe some not innocent, but maybe some people are really doing stuff. But we're gonna try to catch as many as we can. That's really the police force. That's basically what it is to me. But I feel like let me tell you what it is. I feel like that's very that why a police officer may say he fear or be scared of black people. Black people, we don't have a history of killing another race. That's the other race. They have a history of killing us. So they feel guilty or maybe jealousy because or be scared because that maybe one day that we're gonna maybe rebel. But we don't have that in our
We
day and
not,
age.
they're not the minority no more. I mean, a majority.
Yeah,
We're
so
the minorities are becoming a majority, and that's why they always yell, "They're gonna take your guns." Are you think? Do they think white people the only people with guns in their mind? Because guess what?
and
That's how they stronghold us back then with
mm,
their guns. They
yeah.
had
yeah,
guns,
yeah,
so
sure
they
do.
really just think that way.
They
And like you
We
said,
and
don't
when I
have
see
they're
we
talking
don't
about they're jealous. That makes a good point.
Yeah,
Because guess
jealous.
what? If Jasmine doing her job, she's gonna be the best at it. Because guess what? We have something to prove, and we shouldn't have to prove. And I have somebody always telling
yeah.
me, "Oh, it's not about race. Racism is gone since Jim Crow ended." What? I said, first of all, if that's the case, why am I
Bro,
still
that's
filling
bull
out
crap.
if I'm African American on any application for a house,
any
for
application,
a
you
application for a job, an application for assistance? All of
help.
that
Mm.
to
Because
know if
they
I'm
talk to
black
black people. They talk to black people a different type of way.
right. And guess what? Another thing, I'm Wendy. I mean, my name is easy. Like I can get any job that I want to get based off if they just looking at my resume. Boom. But now they got LinkedIn, which is a kind of a good thing. But then some people go there just to see how you look.
How you look?
and they want to
And
know.
I ain't gonna. I'm gonna
Guess what? If I was to put on every application that I'm white, what can they do about it?
Right.
Because
nothing.
oh, you lied
No,
on your
and that's
application.
and that's and mom, I feel the same way. I be feeling like, and I don't, this is not normal. I feel like you're not supposed to feel like this. Why when I'm filling out an application and then I say what's my ethnicity? I sometimes I be want to put not don't no comment. You know they be having no comment or black
You choose
African.
not to
But
answer.
sometimes I be feeling I be like I wanna put black and African American, but I feel like they're gonna judge me maybe. But I still put it anyway. But that's not a normal feeling. You're not supposed to feel like
But let's
that.
hold on. Let's just address this point real quick. One last point, y'all. I want to make address. Think about
Hmm.
the typical, like, let's take a 5-year-old, right? He wakes up. He's in the projects, right? He living in a project. His mama, she has to work 4 jobs or 3 jobs just to make decent money or to have some money left over because she wasn't educated, right? So she working at
Yeah.
McDonald's, she working at this place. So you basically making minimum wage times two, which is still ain't enough. So then he goes to school, a school that does not have teachers that really care, or they're trying to get a star test done or some kind of testing done and not the education. So they rushing you through the subjects, just trying to get all the material in real quick and then test you. Of course, your child, if he comes home, he don't have his mama there to help him, a father not in the home, or let's say a father is in the home, he's working too. So he's depressed because of the hand he's getting fed at his job. He knows he's good enough, but he's not getting recognized because of who he is. So he has to work 10 times harder. And then he grows up, he goes to middle school, he's trying to make it. Then you got to deal with other black kids that's just like him, that may have a mom that doesn't have enough money, and they may have to rob a few houses, which they shouldn't do that, but they have to rob their own brothers and sisters to try to get ahead. Why? Because
Survival.
our black race is built off
Survival.
of our black race is built off of imagery. So we're instead of built off of the knowledge of how they have systematically broke us and molded us to be, we're trying to be the house NIG. We're so caught up on who got the best car, who got the Jordans, who got this. They love it. They love it. The white people love it.
Hmm.
So guess what?
Hmm.
Your ASS
Facts.
is gonna be
Hmm.
too what? Your ASS is gonna be too broke to move where we at. So that's great. I love that you can afford. Why you think they have 40 ounces in certain gas stations in the hood to keep you drunk, to keep drugs, and you know they're planting drugs in our
Yeah.
neighborhood.
Mm-hmm.
And just like that new boxing thing that just came out, Triller, with Snoop Dogg in
Yeah.
them. My
Oh
Yeah.
my
yeah.
husband thought he thought it was owned by a black guy. No,
Wait,
it's a
say that
white
again,
guy
Mom.
behind it.
Say it again. I couldn't hear.
The Triller boxing thing that everybody is buying on it last Saturday with
Yeah.
Paul what is his name, Paul Ryan
Paul
or whatever,
Walker.
the Walker, yeah, him,
Oh,
all of
Jake
them,
Paul. I mean.
J Paul, yeah, Snoop Dogg and all of them thought they Melo thought that was a white man that was over it. I mean, a black guy. No, I looked it up. It's a white
Oh,
guy behind this. There's
uh,
always gonna be a white guy behind certain things. And that's why, because guess what? We're so caught up on stupid stuff.
that-
And I
No,
just,
I just feel like I wouldn't
no,
I
for
wouldn't
real
even try
though.
to no,
yeah, we
I wouldn't
are.
even try like that because let's
What?
not forget they got 400 years a head start.
That's
So
no.
if we
But they not,
cannot
you see white
always
people,
let's we're not gonna be always everywhere, but let's acknowledge where we are. we
Okay.
have Jay-Z. We have things of being.
One in a million.
But that them dudes are entertainment
They're
guys. You know what I'm
entertainers.
saying? That's
Thank you. They
entertainment. So
entertainment.
it's like I understand. Like they, to be honest, they say 400 years. Why we always start our history all the way at slavery? Like what else do we know? What else do we truly know? How we used to be? Black people used to be queens and kings, and people
Right.
don't even know
Floyd
that
Mayweather
because
hosts most pro fights.
all we learn about and we say slavery back in slavery is everything too, but what black people don't know that we much more powerful. We just don't know that.
We
No,
And
know
but
and
we
that.
do know that. We
no,
do
we
know
No,
that.
are,
no,
we
No, we
are,
don't.
but
No,
no.
we don't.
We know it.
not
The
really,
We know
not
it.
majority
really.
don't.
We
You
do.
The
know
major,
that.
yeah, the
The
majority of
We
majority
us
don't.
know
a
it.
majority do know that.
No, they
No,
don't.
they
Yeah,
don't.
but
But
They know that.
Majority.
They know they have
Y'all
differences.
down credit. Y'all down credit black people so much, and it's
I'm
just
not
like
down.
no,
I'm
no,
actually
it
uplifting.
is. It
I'm saying
is,
that
but
with
you have to acknowledge the accomplishments we made. If it
Oh,
wasn't for a black
we're
woman,
not saying that.
if it wasn't for a black woman, Stacey Adams, or Joe Biden wouldn't be in the office today.
We say that. It's not. We're
and
not
guess
talking
who the
about
Okay,
them.
president? Who
We
and
but
who
I'm
the
don't.
just
president?
saying. I'm
Guys,
just saying,
we're
just because
talking
y'all
about.
don't
Guess,
acknowledge where
guess
black
what?
people at, that don't mean black
Because
people is not
guess what,
everywhere. Black people is showing out.
Jasmine,
Each year we growing as a community.
we're not
Yes,
saying that
I'm not
those people
saying
don't
that.
I'm
matter.
not
Those
saying
I'm
that.
talking to the ones that the guy that is really good in football or really good in basketball, but can't get to that level because he can't get his grades or he has trouble at home and he can't focus on his talent. Or he's a black person could really cure cancer if they wanted to. You
Bruh.
don't know, but they're
Even
not given the
Teddy.
same
Oh,
opportunity.
also, since mom just said a black person could kick cancer, also they
Yeah,
said, also, guess what? You ever heard of Dr. Sabi? Dr. Sabi, right?
Yeah, he
They
killed
they
him.
they said they killed him because he found out that you could cure any disease based off your habits and the foods and your ingestion and your mind. He
that's
found a
it.
kid. He found a kid of sickle cell cancer, all that. But guess what? We don't know that. They be like promoting, the vaccine shot. They be like, oh, the vaccine's gonna make us feel good. But guess what? They don't promote as much healthy eating in the poor communities. Why they don't do that? They gonna
Because
still
toxic
promote the
food,
Travis Scott
toxic mind,
McDonald's
make
burger.
you sleepy. It makes you make you sleepy, make you tired. That's what they want to do. They put it all there, and guess what? The white neighborhoods got the healthy areas. They doing it on purpose. It's all still a different elevated way of Jim Crow. But now, thanks to social media, hopefully we're educating ourselves,
Yeah.
and hopefully we as parents have to educate our children. We have to.
It's
We
just the
really
same.
have to.
Yeah, it's overall it's the same, but it's just advanced.
Because guess what? They're not gonna teach all in school. Dante said they said that Jim Crow was a black man dancing on the stage. No, it was a white man
Mm,
with a black face making fun of black people.
mm.
But that's what I'm saying. They're not gonna tell you these things because it ain't their job to. Their job is to spit that. Christopher Columbus did that, but they're not gonna talk about the slaves that was on the boat paddling down the. They ain't gonna talk about none of that stuff because they don't want that history to be the forefront of who they really are. You see what I'm saying? The fabric of which this country is laid upon, and some people don't know our story and don't care to know because they're only living through their lens.
Well,
So they don't
Mhm.
feel like it's a struggle. And if that was not broadcasted on national TV, they wouldn't have believed it anyway.
let me
They
tell
would
you.
have not believed. Look at this man neck. They would not have believed that his knee was on his neck. They kept saying, even people on YouTube was saying that it was his knee was on his back. He only moved his knee. Look at the second picture. See the first picture with
Hmm.
George alive on the right.
Yeah.
This was his knee on his neck right there, killing him. He only moved his knee back after the ambulance came. You see his back
Yeah,
further?
yeah.
Like, come on, but they use
So,
that.
you
They
mean to
use that
also,
side.
I, you know how our grandparents are at, we watching it on TV. They broadcast it live for you could just see. I'm happy in jail, but it shouldn't have taken that long. Why it took months?
Oh, it
That
takes
was
months
that
because you
was a
got to
quick.
gather evidence. Both sides have to. He's the American system. You're all granted a
Mm,
fair trial, a free and fair
yeah.
trial. So they have to gather as
I'm gonna
much
just say, if
evidence.
that was a black cop and that was a white guy, he'd have been in jail off rip.
It takes time.
Mhm.
Just like the next case that I'm about to be following is Laura Vallow and Chad Daybell. They killed or had the brother killed allegedly um their two children and buried them in the backyard after they was missing for so long. So
Psychos. I ain't gonna lie to
yeah, it's crazy, but yeah, I'm just overall I'm
Let me tell you
happy
the
and
good thing
like
about it though, that we're learning more and more. Just continue
right.
to learn. We continue to learn.
And
Just
y'all by y'all being young, you know, be more educated, learn about credit, learn about these things they don't want you to learn about. Always
yeah,
read, always try to learn some knowledge. Dante, when you in school, don't just take the information that the teacher give you and just say, okay, well, she told me this. She told you that in sixth grade.
bro.
You
Do your
never
own
went
research.
and go off of that. Don't just go off what I say. Go
Do
look it
your
up for
own
yourself.
research or go on YouTube. Cause I learned all my stuff off of Google and
And
YouTube.
YouTube. I mean, well,
YouTube.
we all had to because
And
we given
I
the
don't just take
opportunity, y'all.
everything. You know, I don't
Mhm.
just take every information. I just take the information, then I evaluate it, and then do my own research on it. So that's how you learn stuff.
Yep,
But it's
but
gonna change. It's gonna get better, right? Because
it's
Yeah.
gonna get better because
people
we
gonna
all
start.
work together and we all keep talking like this and just I'm so happy you guys shared y'all thoughts with me because I didn't know y'all had something to say, but obviously y'all are the woke kids.
Yes,
Y'all all woke.
man.
Y'all ain't sleeping on everything,
Yeah.
so that's good
I
to
look
hear.
at stuff. I look at it.
Yeah, I always look at stuff, and I'm gonna, if if some people was not so caught up on themselves and a man, a woman, or going to the club and everything, they would take that money and invest it in real estate so we can have land, have stuff to build on. This is what they do and learn the recipe to win the game.
Yeah,
That's all.
yeah.
You need to learn the
Yeah.
instructions so you can actually win the game. And that's life.
Yes,
So
ma'am.
on that note, thank you guys for tuning in,
Thank
and
you.
I
Thank
will
Peace
you.
the
out.
next time we'll all be back, and hopefully, I am will have a avatar picture on his thing.
Subscribe to the channel.
subscribe to the
Yeah,
channel, your
Leave a
dag.
comment down below.
Subscribe
yes,
to the
Tell
please
channel, your
subscribe.
dag, your dag.
Yeah.
All
All
right,
right,
man.
y'all.
Love
All
y'all.
right,
All right.
bye
All
bye.
right.